Good morning. Good morning. I will play the theme song shortly, but good morning. Can't stop walking, but love cruising. I'm a bit behind. I was trying to get the video updated on YouTube and it wasn't taking the changes for some strange reason. Could be the computer just running slow today. Morning, Renaissance Grandma. Oh, you're making soap? Oh, good. 'Cause I know we posted your Etsy store yesterday on Gina's channel. So um I think she said it said you're on a break or you're on something. So we're like, uh-oh. But we sent people your way for your Etsy shop and your channel as well. I'm trying to find my theme song. Oops, wrong button. Oh my goodness. This is I don't know what's happening. You're just pressing buttons and the wrong thing is pressing. I don't have permission to view this page. What do you mean I don't have permission? Give me a moment, guys. Give me a minute to get things together. Um, to find the theme song 'cause I didn't find yet. It's just slow. What the slow? Something's going on in the air because everyone's internet's been acting a little funny. It could be my device, but give me a minute to get the song. I like to play in the beginning and the end if I can. So for those of you who watch the replay, you won't see it because I have to clip it out because of the copyright. But I usually play it anyways, and then I just clip it out so I can keep it monetized. But give me a second. I'm not watching the chat. Just give me a quick second to pull it up so I can play it. Should have had it ready, but I was not ready. So give me a minute. Make sure there's no ads. Yep, they're playing ads. And I will share my screen. Okay, hold on. So present. Make sure I got this done right. Okay. Share. And how do I look at my full screen or whoops, take off the comment so you guys can see. Make it big. Get all the way big, maybe. Okay, here we go. Okay. And there it is, the theme song, Walk With Me. And if you guys don't know who that is, it's Goldford. I heard it on somebody else, and I've liked that song ever since. Let me get back. So, good morning to everybody in the chat, those in the bushes. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you be so kind, and like and share. So, this week, well, 2 weeks. So last week I went to an outing at a place called Bronte Creek. Good morning, G Mama. It's a provincial park. It's kind of like a state park, but not really. Probably not as big, but there's a couple of them. It's in a place called Burlington. It's out of the city, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we were there for pretty much the day. So it had to be there by 10:30. So the live at 9, it didn't coincide. Had to, pack the car, get the coolers, get over there. And it was a nice day, very nice day. The weather was good. Today we're going to another park, not provincial park, a regular park for a barbecue. It's long weekend here. It's Caravana weekend. I think they call it now Toronto Carnival, but those of us who from way back, we call it Caravana. That's what we know it as. But this, anyways, it's another story. But the city took it over, and so on and so forth. But it brings a lot of money into the city. So Caribbean Carnival, costumes and all that's going on this weekend. So we're going to a barbecue and having a day outing. It looks like it's going to rain, so hopefully it holds up until later on, so it rains in the night. So this is what happened. I'm going to be vague because we had an Airbnb issue yesterday. Let me see. Hold on. My my friends are in the bushes. Anyways, we had an Airbnb issue yesterday. So you guys tell me what you think. I know what I think already. Um, but this is a story. Good morning, Psalms, and good morning, everybody. This is. Will you stop messaging me? You're in the bushes. I like be in the bushes in the quiet. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, person in the bushes that's texting me. Thank you. Um, so we got a message yesterday from the Airbnb, one of the locations, and the man is saying something to the effect, but I'm not gonna quote exactly. Um, the water in the faucet is dripping or something minor. And oh, by the way, last night, I got bitten all over my body several times. I think maybe you might have bed bugs. That was yesterday, I would say mid morning, maybe 11 o'clock, almost lunchtime. What? So I'm like, obviously, as soon as, the message come through, I got a copy of the message. The person called me or WhatsApp. I can't remember, or text or something like, what we gonna do, what we gonna do. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the place. I have no bed bugs. The place is very clean and everything is covered. Mind you, the mattress does not have one of those fully encapsulating protecting things, but there is a cover on it that goes tucks all the way under. So it's unlikely to me, it's not 100%, but it was unlikely that, and no other person has said that the place is clean and but bed bugs are not impossible to get, considering people are coming with luggage and duffel bags, and they're on aircrafts and trains and wherever else they're on, traveling internationally. So it's not impossible, but haven't seen anything. And keep the place clean, so you would have seen something. And every time you change the sheets, you would see something. Something didn't sit too right, but so we like to preempt things and be ahead of things, and always and sometimes call people's bluffs. We made the call to the provider and said maybe you need to find another place, because if it's something that's happening, it needs to be taken care of. The only thing I can think of, I've never dealt with it, but is either some kind of fumigations or spray or chemicals, which would require the place to be vacant before you can start spraying stuff and letting it do its job. You can't have somebody. So something didn't sit too right. The man did not want to go anywhere else, didn't want to leave, didn't answer any of the messages concerning, relocating so that we can work on that. Good morning, Jay. Didn't answer any of the questions, nothing, just gone about in business. And then when they started to answer, which was probably just before Gina's live, answering, and then, oh, when are you guys gonna get here? What and when? We need to know what's going on, because we can't make a plan if you're not leaving. You're not leaving the location. I can't be going in there with some heavy chemicals, which maybe no said the man allegedly. Lie, allegedly. But him lie. Why would you want to stay somewhere? Please, somebody tell me. If you said, oh, there's bugs in the bed and it bite me up all over my body, wouldn't you be flying out the door with your bag and your suitcase and your handbag and your accoutrements and gone to find something else and file a complaint? Something don't make no sense. And must have take we for idiot. We're not idiot. So I finally get over there because they're waiting for me to come as a backup. I'm always called for backup. Why is that? Good morning, Virginia. Call as backup and as a witness because we don't want to go into no place. Usually going in twos. We went in as a 3 to make sure it's as a witness, so he can't say we touch his personal stuff or anybody teeth, nothing. We went in there with 3 and always like literally a pack of 3 moving around. Pack of 3. So nobody was anyways. Took a video and how it was. We got there, how we left, and nothing was touched. See, everything is still here. We didn't touch nothing, and locking the door, and so. Something don't add up. Exactly. You would be gone. You would have fly out the door, and you would have had a picture and a video of said bed bugs and said infestation. So either the person wanted fresh linens and just didn't want to wash the things himself. Something never sits right. So then in the messaging at one point, the person I was being read the message, the person said, oh, so when are you going to deal with the bed bugs? So me right away tell the person, said, go reply to them and tell them, say, no, none of us have said say it is bed bugs. You said we might have bed bugs. We have not confirmed or verified that there's any such bed bugs. So I don't know how you're typing in the chat, say you have bed bugs. What are you going to do with the bed bugs? Like it's a confirmed thing. So she replied and said, whatever. I heard DE as well. And you don't know I have a 50-pound bag of DE. But then again, same problem. You have to wear a mask using DE. And I can't be doing all that stuff if you're not leaving. If you're not, what do you call it, relocating and getting another location through the platform, so and so and so. Gets over there finally. He's gone out because I must say caravan a weekend and come here for. And like he wanted to be there. Be there to do what? After me I spray chemical. You can't be in here. Hello? You make obviously you didn't plan this lie out very well because the lie don't make no damn sense. Because I don't know how you expect to be in the room or be there watching us what? Fumigate? You have to be out of the room. That's the whole point of fumigation. I went with my mask, and I actually have a gas mask that I bought for my prepping thing, but I didn't even unpackage it yet. I could have brought that because we got to be doing some whatever. And based on if you're leaving or not, that determines what level of chemical I'm going to be using because you're going to be sleeping in the room, which again, didn't make no sense. Why would you want to sleep in a room that I just sprayed with heavy chemicals? Make it make sense. I guess you didn't think this lie all the way through, all the steps. And since I'm quick to catch the play, I'm gonna make your life difficult. I go in there and I checked every. And funny enough, G Mama, when you go on Google, it says it doesn't work. It's like the internet tells you two things, opposites. It works and it doesn't work. So you're there confused on Google. I went onto the medical website and it says it does work. And I saw another video with a scientist saying it does work. Now it doesn't work instantaneously. It's a repeat application. It takes about 7 to 17 days, but it's just a note to self that I'm going to be doing that as a preventative just in case. Sprinkle some all around the place. They tend to take off the electrical outlets and sprinkle some inside the outlets, close them back. all the baseboards, same as what you would do for cockroaches or ticks or whatever, fleas. But you know, oh, you've been to Caravana Barb? Yes, Caravana this weekend, long weekend, always the first long weekend of August. So I will be doing that as a preventative, So I was there. The person had ordered or went to the store, got a fully encapsulating cover for the mattress. I checked the mattress and I saw the videos where it's literally not hard to see, like the droppings, the exoskeletons and all this crap from the bugs. There's nothing there. There was nothing there. So eventually a reply was sent saying there's no evidence of no bed bugs. There's nothing. We changed everything. We changed the covers. We sprayed everything. And then the person was like, why are you spraying so much? I said, listen here. That him want, right? Him want me to spray for bed bug. I'm gonna spray every crevice to the man, choke in him sleep. That's the way I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spray to the man, choke in his sleep, because him too damn lie. Too lie. Spray all the curtain, me spray the window, I sprayed every crevice. Since he want me to spray and he want to tell lie, the whole buckle gone. Me spray all and I sprayed something, I sprayed it again. I sprayed the couch, the sofa, the cushion, me spray all the carpet, me spray. Stop spraying, choking. Listen here, put on your mask and come out. Spray. Because if you're gonna lie, so by the time the man come back, I don't know if it wore out, but I'm sure he was choking on something. Since you're getting bitten in the nighttime, maybe it was a demon biting you because it's too lie. Lie. Anyways, all now, no response from the man. No response. We never heard nothing from nobody, but no response from the man. Because they have me on that one as, because I clean that one of the cleaners. They have me as a, not admin, but I can see certain messages. So if it's something that needs to be addressed real quick, I can address it if they're not available, or something to do with something's not clean or something, I can quickly address it. So I get to see those messages. When I see no response, sometimes you got to call people's good morning, Vision. Good morning, Sweet Thumb. Sometimes you have to call people's bluff. People lie. Or when they don't have to lie. They lie for no rhyme and no reason. And then the man looked me in the eye because I approached the place when he was going into his car. You know what that reminded me of? Hey, good morning, Bayou. That you just reminded me. I want to try giving out memberships. That just reminded me when you popped into the room. A lie. And he's like, oh, hi, how you doing? To the person. And I'm coming up behind and I'm like, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't like when people are too nice, too damn nice. I'm talking about icing, extra sugar, and maple syrup and pancake mix, extra nice. I don't like it. There's something always sneaky, disingenuous, shady about it. I don't know if it's just me. Tell me if it's just me. If it's just me, tell me. Oh, I didn't drop the link. Let me drop the link as well. Tell me if it's just me, because when they're too nice, it always something. It's like a distraction to get you off your game so that you think that it's all peace and safety, and then sudden destruction. Good morning, Rock. Sudden destruction. Let me log in onto this live onto my phone. Sorry, I'm doing 50 minutes. Let me see if I can drop giving out free memberships to my own channel. I think you're allowed to do so many per month. Just bear with me a second. I know Bayou did it the other day. So where do I go? Here. What is this? So it's not that one. Bayou, how do you gift it? It says here, it's asking me to buy. Buy a gift? No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, I see it. Gift memberships. No, that's not it. I don't know what's going on. I don't like people who are too nice. So he was too nice, it was just something weird. Something was a bit weird with him. So I'm like, okay, so I haven't heard a response about his complaint. So obviously, this is what people think, they're slick. And if you guys watch, there's a skit that was on YouTube. And the premise of the skit is this. In certain countries, they go to a restaurant and they buy, a nice meal. And at near the end of the meal, they have like a cockroach or some kind of bug in their bag or their pocket, and then they put it out and like, oh my god, the disgust, and then they get their meal for free. So this was probably a play. Oh, my computer. Okay, thank you. By you. This was probably a play for him to get a free stay or some kind of significant discount. So since he said, okay, this was those who missed the complaint. One of the Airbnbs, he said, "Oh, I think there's bed bugs. Something bit me up in the night." But by the time he messaged to complain about it, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. So as soon as I heard the complaint, because they always call me to, like we discuss it, we hash it out. Because I'm like, nah, something don't smell right. Because if you had a complaint of that magnitude, you would have been messaging in the middle of the night saying, there's a problem, something's going on. First thing in the morning, you'd have addressed it. No, 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 no. The man sleep all night, have good breakfast, fry egg and plantain with bacon on the side and a coffee. And good morning, Happy Mac, and anybody I may have missed. And didn't complain till like later on, and then didn't answer when they was trying to be addressed. Do you want to relocate? Do you want to go somewhere else? Do you have any? So he's a scammer. He's quiet as a mouse. And then what he also did, it sounds minor, but you gotta be quick. So he left the unit unlocked. Oh, and his message, oh, I left the unit unlocked for you guys. Please leave the door unlocked. First of all, we don't need your key. We have the key. Obviously, we would have a key to get in if we are managing and or cleaning the unit. We are entrusted with a key, and it's understood like when somebody's occupying the space, you don't go in there unless it's like some kind of emergency with like water, something, a pipe burst or something that's extenuating. And even then, you go in with a witness, not by yourself. We didn't need your key. So what I was thinking, when I'm sure they're thinking it too, we finish what we're doing, we close the door, we leave it unlocked. All of a sudden, accusation, something's missing because there was a computer, there was a watch. I observed certain things right away, and wherever there was stuff, personal items, we did not go over there. So we had to put some stuff on a table. We used a table that didn't have any of his personal effects on it. We didn't even move it to the left, to the right, nothing. Anything that didn't belong to us or the place, didn't touch it. So we locked the room back. We put the key that he left for us back in the lockbox because he had the code, and we messaged in the chat, the platform, okay, this is what we did, blah 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 blah, long essay, and reconfirm there are no bed bugs. There's nothing going on here. Everything has been changed again and sprayed, and the sheets that were on the bed are in the washing machine currently, being sanitized. And we said we locked the unit, took a video when we left that everything is as it was and nothing was touched. The faucet was tightened so that's not dripping or whatever, and we put the key in the lockbox because you're not going to now have a chance to blame either us or the other unit that, oh, they came over and they stole my stuff. We're not doing that. We have to shut the door before they have a gap to make an excuse, and then put that other person who I know wouldn't steal nothing. I know them personally. They wouldn't even go in there ever, ever, ever. But because the door wasn't locked, they could have been accused, and now it's he said, she said. So don't put yourself in that situation. You gotta be smarter. As my aunt would say, you gotta be smarter than the devil. You gotta be smarter than the devil. You can't make these things happen and then you end up with a problem because there was a gap in your procedure. Let me go on the live 1 second, my own live on the computer. And I think she said to do it from the computer. So let me mute. Hold on. Let me mute my mic for 1 quick second so that you don't hear feedback. 1 quick second. Okay, so I muted that channel so that there's no feedback. And then I think I have to go to okay, membership gifting. Okay, I think it's that one. I still don't see it. Bayou Sugar. I don't know what it shouldn't be this difficult. I clicked on membership gifting, unless that's the wrong tab. Um, 1 second. It shouldn't be this complicated. It should just be live chat. Okay, I'm gonna go back to membership. No. I don't know what's going on. Maybe, but you hit the dollar sign next to the chat. Yeah, I did that, and then I clicked on gifting membership, and it gives me all these prices and how many memberships that's gonna buy, but it's not giving me the option as the channel owner to gift memberships to this channel. Do I have is it hold on. Am I paying for it? Is that what they're doing by you? I thought you get to give out 10 per month. Type it in the chat. I obviously didn't watch that video properly. This is I thought you get to give out 10 memberships as the channel owner for free. Anyways, let me know. So back to so I'm waiting to hear back. Scroll down to the bottom. Okay, thank you. The bottom says one membership. There's nothing else underneath that. Unless something's not loading. Yeah, something's probably not loading. I don't know. I'll have to try it again later. Something's not if it's supposed to be there, it's not loading. The bottom says one membership and there's nothing else below that. Yeah, something's not right. Something's not loading then. I'll have to go back a little later and try it. So yeah, that's the story. Now back to what else happened in 2 weeks? Because I gotta keep you up to date. Well, those of you guys who saw my picture on Instagram and YouTube know that something ate down all my Swiss chard, down to like the stems, ate down my dandelion greens, and ate down some other stuff. It's nothing like I'm telling you. Gardening is such a peaceful hobby, but trust and believe you can take someone's neck out. When you go outside and you see a whole bunch of produce with teeth marks in it, just teeth marks in it. Just teeth. I have a tomato with teeth marks. My zucchini has this. Why are you biting all the stuff? I could understand if you were that hungry and you ate one from start to finish. But when you're biting all the stuff, we not friends. We not friends. Click and see if it. Okay, click. Okay, I'll try it. Oh no, no. It's a my problem is all of the above. It's skunks because my lawn gets dug up. It's possum because the possum came out when I was putting the chicken feed away for the night, their feeder, and it was looking at me with its long face, and I'm like, "That's not a rat." It's raccoons. It's the groundhog, George the groundhog to be exact, and his girlfriend, and it's also the squirrels. 5 things. I went up top of the hill this morning to dump some compost from my juicer, and the pear tree had about 5 pears on it. There are 2 pears left on the tree, and the 2 pears have teeth marks on it. You're talking about a tree in a container with just a few limbs, not much. Even the birds can't even sit on the limb because it's just so weak. And there's 2 fully grown, developed in the ground trees in my neighbor's yard. with fruit galore, fruit just falling down, fruit just all over the place. And they came to my one little tree with a few limbs and a couple of fruit, and they go put their dirty teeth marks in my fruit. So when I come outside this morning, they ran for the hills because they know we're not friends. The apple tree has about 5 fruit. I knocked off a few by accident, moving it up, relocating it, and it has about 5 fruits. Why are you eating my food? So I'm lucky. I'm not getting no pears this year actually because they bit both of them. And the two that were there were looking a little bad, but I gave it a heavy watering, a heavy fertilizing, and the fruit kind of plumped back up. They bit them both. I'm not getting any fruit this year from the tree. My fig trees are looking great. Only one has 1 fruit on it. So out of 4 trees, I'm going to get 1 fruit in its entirety. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on. Let me keep it with the chat. They're terrible. Groundhogs look right at you and look right at you. It's frustrating. I'm in the season right now when it's gardening frustration. You're tired. You're kind of feeling depleted because it's a lot of work right now. You're in right into the harvest season, and now these foolishness is happening. I removed my tomatoes from seeing so many. Yeah, and I have to now drop more seeds for the fall garden, or I don't call it fall, call it succession because you know what happens over here. Winter's coming, but I'm dropping seeds. Lettuce was dug up. The spinach was dug up. I put mesh on top. Like it's just like I don't care who likes animals and who supports animals and who's for the animals. Don't come over here and talk that foolishness over here because I'm gonna chop up something in my backyard. I'm gonna just chop them up. I don't care. I don't care if it's not even them. If they're innocent, they're gonna get chopped up just because I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I plant the seeds, I cover them up, I protect them, I water them, and they come in one full swoop and just dig it all up. Did I miss something? Oh, okay, talk to G Mama. Yeah, I'm fed up. So you just gotta keep going, guys. It's very right now we're in the time of frustration. We're in the transition of fall's kind of coming. You gotta drop your seeds now before you miss the window. So drop some more seeds. And for those who don't know, I heard through the grapevine, I can't remember who it was, that MI Gardner has 40% off of all seeds, and I believe the sale goes on all month. So if you want, hold on, hey Bayou. Hey, how you doing?
Good, and you? Hey, everybody.
Good, good, good. Where is this thing? This
So it should be once you pull up the live that you are on on your computer, and you see the chat
okay, so
box.
yep, hold on, it's
And,
loading.
and
It's just a little
okay,
I think mine's a little slow. So hold on, where did it go? So the chat, I clicked on the money symbol.
right next to the chat.
Okay.
Okay,
And it says
it's
stickers, super chat, membership gifting.
membership gifting is what you click.
Okay, so clicking on that, it says buy a gift. So at the top says my logo says gift memberships to this channel viewers. Blah blah blah. It says buy a gift 50, 20, 10, 5, 1. And it has prices.
No, yours should it shouldn't have. And at the bottom of that, it should have you signed in to it to your
Yeah, I'm
account.
signing under my thing.
Okay, and at the bottom it should have like your logo and telling you that you have 10 memberships to give, and then it should have a little blue button to tell you you can give away 5 right now.
That's not loading for some reason.
Oh
And
wow,
it's supposed to
that's
load like on its own.
yeah. As soon as you click membership gifting, it's gonna show you like the super stickers, super chats, and then it'll tell you at the bottom how many you have.
It's not loading. Something's a little off.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
else is on there as an option, but just not that bottom option. So let me close that, and I'm gonna have to figure out. Maybe I have to do something else. Maybe something's not quite right. I live in a wooded. Thank you, Bayou. I live in a wooded area, so I have cages out. So far, I caught a baby groundhog, possum, and I did not even know I had possums. I know they're around, but I've never seen one over here. And it wasn't an adult; it was a baby. And I think she was going back. It was nighttime. I'm putting away the chicken feed, and she's going under my deck. If you're nocturnal, shouldn't you be leaving the deck and going on the road? What's happening here? And I'm just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired, and I'm just annoyed. They just come into my yard. They know I grow food. And hello to Maritza's Yarn and Craft and Eritabe. I see you. Good to see you. And if I missed anybody, I'm just been babbling. This is ridiculous. Oh, no problem, Value. This is ridiculous. So I covered up most of my crops up top of the hill. Those ones are doing well. I haven't watered them that often, but because they're in ground in a raised bed, it's a different process. The ones at the bottom of my yard that are in containers require a lot of watering. I'm talking like I'm sick and tired of watering. And I'm talking about self-watering containers that I pour water in and just like saturate it. It's like in 2 days, it's the plant is like limp, the tomato plant. Something's not right. I've been saying this for 2 years. Something's not quite right. Either something's in the water, and I have my water filtered. So the hose has a filter on it. So it's not getting all that chlorine and that fluoride. So something still is not quite right because why is it not holding water? Fine, I don't have mulch on top of it. But if it's a self-watering container, there's a reservoir at the bottom. So I shouldn't be having some of these problems. The ones that don't have that reservoir are not giving me half the problem. So something is not right. It could be that I need to dump out the soil and air out it's what do you call it? The word anaerobic. But something's not quite right. I didn't know. I didn't grow much this year because of the groundhog. And the problem also is my neighbor does not mow their lawn, so it's like a whole hey Howie, it's a whole field that they can hide in. I'm still gonna grow food though. I need to grow my own food. Now, question for the chat. How much would you pay or if you pay for organic produce? Like is this something that you are willing to pay for if you didn't grow your own food? Or if maybe partially you grow some and you buy some? And if you're selling your food that's quote unquote organic to a certain degree, how much would you charge for said food? Because somebody, good morning, Tigsy. Somebody sent me um, a garden in Toronto. I didn't even know it was there. And they grow food at this park in the city and they sell food. I'm like, oh, it was really interesting. I'm like, oh, that's a good venture. Let me see. So I found them on Instagram and I found their price list and I forwarded it back to my neighbor who sent me the garden in the first place. Somebody sent her something on TikTok or I don't know, WhatsApp. And I sent her the price list. I'm going to pull up the price list now. And we're talking and she's like, what kind of price that is that? It's very expensive. I don't know if the word is very, but it's probably in line with Whole Foods. And I understand organic is worth something. Don't get me wrong. I understand the value of food that's been raised naturally. But those prices are not supporting the community. That's very expensive. So let me tell you how much it costs. Mind you, these are Canadian dollars, but still. I'm going to look up how much these things cost at a regular store. Where's the thing I sent her? Oh, sorry, I did a screenshot. Hold on. Where's the screenshot? Oh, I think I deleted it. Let me go to the message I sent her because I sent her the screenshot. And she was like, that's expensive. And then there's a farmer's market bi-weekly. Okay, here's a price list. So eggplant is $4 per pound. Celery is $5 per bunch. And I'm pretty sure I can get a bunch of celery for $1.99, $2.99. Good morning, Hudson. And anybody I missed, because I'm not always staring at the chat. Spinach is $5 per bunch. Right now, I know for a fact you can get them in the store for $1.99 because all the Ontario farmers, commercial farmers, their stuff is coming in and it's being sent to the stores. So if I can get conventionally grown spinach for maybe a buck 99, maybe 250, maybe 2.99, why am I paying $5 for yours? Because I can pretty sure that they're not using that many chemicals on spinach per se in these local farms. I don't know about the imports. Swiss chard is $5 per bunch. Okra is $8 per bunch. Now, I don't know how much a bunch is for okra, but $8 per bunch. Bell peppers are $4 each, not per pound, each. Okay, thanks, Bayou. What? Hot peppers are $14 per quart. That I think is still pricey. Cabbage, green and red, is $4 per pound. I don't believe we pay per pound right now. I think it's per cabbage because it's in season. So something that zucchini, $4 per pound. Cucumbers are $3 each. That's expensive. That's one cucumber is $1 each in the store. Carrots are $5 per bunch. Watermelon is $5 per pound. When I can go to Whole Foods right now and get a watermelon for $10, seeded watermelon, and says it's organic. And this week, watermelons are $3, $5, and in some stores $6, depending on if it's seeded or seedless, and then the weight. Flat fee, not per pound. Where are you getting these prices from? So are you willing to pay these kind of prices for organic food, or would you sell your food for that kind of price? Something yeah, that these are the prices. And I'm thinking, so my neighbor is a retired person on a fixed income on a pension. That's expensive. So I said to her, that's why I'm growing my food. If I can't grow something, and then I forgot to mention callaloo, which is a popular Caribbean green, is $10 a bunch. That's about right. But usually the bunch you get at the regular is a huge bungle that you have to actually cut up and prep into 2 and 3 bags that you can even freeze, you can or whatever, because it's so much callaloo when you get their bundles. This bundle didn't look overly big. I think that's very expensive. You would think that you grow stuff in a spa. Yeah. So I was looking forward to supporting this farm, supporting this initiative, but no, it doesn't make sense. And I don't want to critique and put down anything because they'll say, oh, you're being negative, but those prices are too high. If you're trying to get things happening in the community, those prices aren't it. That's you're marketing towards people to the haves, not to the have-nots. Now, my somebody that I know, she's a friend of mine slash I know the whole family. I know the whole family. Her sister comes to church. She does not, but we know each other from church, the family well. So we're all like friends. Her mother is one of my, gardening buddies. She gave me a plum tree and the leaf of life. I gave her some stuff. So it's we know each other very well. And her daughter, because of the mom, she opened a non-for-profit and she's, initiating community gardens. And I've meant to interview her, but I haven't done it yet, and go to the garden and do a video and show what she's doing. That's a non-for-profit. And I don't think she sells the food. I have to ask her, but it's for the community to grow their own food and have food sovereignty and food security. It's not about selling. It's teaching people to grow their own food. It's teaching, overwintering, hydroponics, slightly, but more in-ground beds, soil health, intercropping, getting funding and support from community businesses and government entities. She got a grant from the government. That's what she's doing to help people become self-sufficient. She's teaching a skill. What I'm seeing over here is excellent as well. They're not teaching a skill. They're providing, a service. I understand the difference, but those prices, I don't think, with the cost of living, inflation, and that the dollar is declining, the value is declining, and you're not getting any raises, that's a lot of money. So you would pay that during the winter time. And I think for the most part, Howie, you have food growing pretty much all year long. Those prices are unrealistic. Sometimes those are the prices of some store. That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to get people to come to you and enjoy organic food, shouldn't your prices be maybe the same as the store? Because you can't tell me it's maybe costing you labor, but I don't think so. If you're good at gardening, you know what you're doing, you know what to do. And from what I saw in the videos on Instagram, they have the landscape fabric, they have the holes burned because they don't want to do all that weeding. So they're doing things in a particular way, which quote unquote may not be organic because they're putting plastic down, but they're doing things efficiently. They're spaced out properly. I don't know why you're charging whole paycheck prices for the whole food for the whole food boxes at the farmers market. They're not telling the truth. No, they're not. I can go to a farmers market 2 hours away, maybe even an hour and a half away in one direction. There's another one in the Amish city, which is about maybe 3 hours. And I can get a whole box of bell peppers for the $4. Not one. This price is a single one. The whole case. Come back and can and freeze dry. Well, I don't have, but dehydrate and freeze. And for those who have freeze dryers, you can freeze dry this stuff. You're not making it make sense. So I don't know what their business model or their model is. I don't know what it is, but you're not making it make sense. And something's not adding up. And I'm sure you're not paying a lot for fertilizer and seeds, and you're probably harvesting your own seeds and you're propagating your seeds at home and bringing something's not making sense. That's all I got to say. And I'm not willing to pay those prices. Charging premium prices for poverty foods doesn't make sense. The only people that and where they're located, there is a bus route, there is all that stuff there. I'm not in the inner parts of Toronto. So I would have to drive over there. And the people who are going there are driving so that costing you time, costing you gas, and costing you money. Not everybody can afford to even travel there, never mind to go buy that kind of food. They're going to go to the regular store. They can't afford that. Lemons can cost a fortune, and it's so healthy to have. I buy them from the store, a bag for maybe $3, $4, sometimes $5, and it's from South Africa. But I can't grow lemons. So yeah, I'll buy lemons. I'm not buying eggplant, bell peppers. I'm not buying callaloo. I have all those things in my backyard. Gardening is hard for some people because it's actually a lot of work and can be costly when getting started. Yes, you're right. But I don't think it's enough to justify them prices. Because trust and believe, when it comes to like callaloo, you just drop the seeds down. One year, last year or the year before, I told you guys, they tilled my dad's garden. And that was a year I'm like, no, we're doing no till. We're not tilling anymore. But it didn't transfer down because the person who's helping is old school. And I said, no, we're not tilling anymore. Tilled, and I guess all the old seeds from 1974 got dug up, and the whole garden, all the walkways, anything was callaloo, 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 callaloo. And because we know what it looks like, I knew it wasn't a weed. I'm like, no, this is callaloo. Everywhere was callaloo. My dad only put callaloo in a certain section of the garden, but I guess all that with the heavy machinery, I don't know what happened. Because you could have seeds buried for years and they just finally wake up 10, 20 years later. It happens. And the whole of the garden was callaloo. So we let it grow and we cut it and we ate them and then dug it up. We didn't bother like dig it up because we're like, it's free food. And that was right during the pandemic. But it's not something not adding up. And I know it's expensive to start, but these are old school people. It's an older couple. Something not adding up. And their garden looked productive. And the herbs that they're selling for, hot peppers for a pint, it's $14. Nasa, me have mixed scotch bonnet here. I have cayenne pepper. I have yellow Peruvian pepper, which is called, I think, lemon drop on Baker Creek. lemon drop. If you haven't tried that pepper, I think it's a good pepper to have. It has a citrusy taste, but it's hot, and it's probably good to make jams and whatever. But something not adding up. Let me see here. They are out not out here massaging for those squash and tomatoes. So I don't know what you're willing to pay. And yes, you're right. It does cost a lot to maintain a garden. But what are they doing? If it's organic, and I'm picturing in my mind like someone like Planter Garden who doesn't use a lot. He uses what's there. He uses leaves, and where they are, there's a lot of leaves in the fall. And let them break down into your garden. What are you doing? Because there's a free way to garden and a cheaper way to garden, but it may make you look a bit crazy when you're going around collecting people's bags of leaves like I do. And then I just sift throughout the garbage and I put the leaves to break down. That's what you got to do. Those prices sound high for organic produce, trying to take advantage. I think people are taking this organic thing too far. We've already discussed at length here, and I remember Broke Farmer did a whole talk about quote unquote, is it truly organic? And we all agree, like, no, you don't know where your soil came from if you buy it from the store. You don't know what's in that compost. You don't know what's in that manure. You can't swear that that fertilizer is organic, even though it says, Omri and all the different things on the bottle. You can't swear that, yes, for sure it's organic. You do your best. And we know that we don't need all these things. So we're trying to make your own compost tea and, your leaf mulch and all that stuff. But they take this label organic and think that you can just charge anything and everything. It doesn't make no sense. And let me go back to the price list. I don't think I saw tomatoes on here. Give me a second to go back to the tomatoes. Something like I haven't taken care of my garden lately. I have been tired and overtired. Okay, there are tomatoes. This is where I have a problem. Tomatoes are the easiest, well, one of the easiest things to grow. I don't see any lettuce on here. Mind you, it's hot, so maybe they didn't bother keep, reseeding, but the kale. Kale is $5 per bunch. Kale's not hard to grow. I'm not paying $5 a bunch. I'm not doing it. Tomatoes are cherry tomatoes are $7 per pint. Do you know how small a pint is? $7 per pint. Ox heart tomatoes. So those are probably like a beefsteak. I've never grown them, but it's $4 per pound. So not per pint, pound. Okay, Nest. Beefsteak tomatoes are $4 per pound. I have about 6 tomato plants that I did not plant. They came up from what I'm thinking is the chicken salad, because I amended those beds. They're 2 brand new beds. I didn't use them for 2 years. I put like rabbit manure, I put leaves and let it build up. And then this season I filled it with chicken salad. And I was leaving it and I didn't plant in it. All of a sudden things are started springing up from the bed. So it's definitely from the chicken salad. I do feed them tomatoes. Maybe some seeds didn't get eaten, or they pooped them out and they've been sitting there. And now that I've stirred it up, they've awoken. I have about 6 tomatoes up there. We were putting some stakes in. 2 limbs, big limbs, broke off by accident. We stuck them in a bucket of rainwater. They put roots in. I put them up there with the other ones. And I have a whole bunch of tomatoes. You, I, and the weeds know that tomatoes are not hard to grow. You can propagate them just by cutting off the suckers and putting water, and and extend the garden beds. You don't have to drop the seeds. You and I and the weeds know that. So how are you charging $4 a pound for tomatoes and $7 a pint for cherry tomatoes? So what went from, oh, this is a great idea, oh, I'm going to support them, oh, blah blah blah, turned into what? That don't make no sense. Winter squash is $5 per pound. Okay, take care. Oh no. I hope the pain goes away, Miss G Mama. But see you later. Winter squash is something that lasts a long time over here. Oh, you love ox hearts? I've never tried them. I'm gonna add a cherry, not cherry, a tomato. I saw a Instagram post. I've never heard of them. It's called carbon tomatoes. Somebody had them and they're huge and they were just really prolific. I went on to Baker Creek because I have the gift card, so I'm like, oh, it's here. So I put it on my wish list and it's there sitting in my shopping cart. Let me make sure the cart's still there. They probably signed me out. They probably signed me out of. Oh no, it's still there. Good. Cause I want to spend those that money. Winter squash lasts a long time. I harvested winter squash when I did it last year. None of my winter squash, they're not even all planted. They're still in the seed trays outside. I'm ashamed to say. There's no room to put them because the work that was supposed to get done outside didn't get done. They didn't show up, and I can't get those beds finished. So I'm gonna find some pots and put them in and see what happens. And maybe I'll get some carbon tomato. There's a carbon, it's called carbon. I've never heard of it before, but it looked like a kind of like a pink ponderosa because I have the pink ponderosas. Those are not, I'm not going to say they're not doing well. Maybe it's the location, it was the weather because we were having cool spring and it wasn't that great. Let me see here. So I'm just saying. So the tomatoes aren't doing well, but I'm not going to blame it on the species of tomato, the variety. It may be just the weather and the circumstances, but mine didn't do well this year. And there's 3 of them. Doing DoorDash in the inner city's food deserts where the stores closed due to theft. I've realized that people are actually willing to pay super high prices even to get things like bags of chips. Oh my. All I'm saying is, and we've been talking about prices. I'm telling you what this is from a garden, organic. And we're talking about inflation. Over here, the stores, the organic kale is only $2.99 a pound. And I said it was $5 per bunch. And you have to kind of be smart. Like, I'm not always quick on the numbers. My sister is quick on the numbers because she's good at knowing when it's good to buy it per pound versus per bunch or per, like, you have to know the what's the word? My God, sometimes I can't find the words. The conversions quickly, and you have to know what's a better deal. Because sometimes buying something per pint, because on special or buy one get one free, and she calculates it quite quickly. She goes, no, get 5 of those versus 1 of those because that's going to be cheaper in the long run. So I'm just like, okay, and then she shows me how to do it, but she's just quick like that to find out, and she finds the per pound rate, the unit rate, and then she makes it the same unit so that she can quickly compare which one is the better deal. That's what you got to be going to the store. You got to go to the store and do math calculations. Math calculations to figure out if you've been getting a good deal. Same with me, Sweet Thumb. Big plants, not many tomatoes. The volunteer tomatoes are doing well because they came up of their own accord. And there's actually a volunteer one next to the chicken run because they kick out the dirt and it goes sometimes outside. And I guess there was a seed in there and that's doing its own thing. My okra plants, the 2 green ones, one is doing okay now. I got 2 okra to my name. The other one is hasn't flowered yet. The 3 red okra are finally coming along, but it's been a struggle. I've been on the struggle bus. The Scotch bonnet peppers, which were not even above 6 to 8 inches, are now, they've shot up and they're about maybe almost 2 feet tall. And there's a lot of peppers forming. So finally, this heat has done well, but it's been a slow journey. But back to the tomatoes. There's something called a carbon tomato. Oh, take care, Howie. Burn some glucose by walking the distance. Okay, take care. They hold on, I lost my train of thought now. Carrots and beets. Okay, yeah. So if you guys haven't planted certain things now, I'm basically suggesting yet again, plant these items now for succession planting and things that you didn't get to plant. Like I planted beets, not one of them came up. I'm going to try again. Also, I had some seed containers that didn't germinate. I tried 2, 3 times, didn't germinate. I'm talking from March to, let's say, July. I threw them all in the container with the 2 green okra, and I put some beets from the store. I bought some and I put them there. Why do I see about 10 seedlings popping up now that look like they could be a cucumber or some kind of squash? I don't even know what these things are, but there's 10 seedlings that I have to now dig up and just give them a space with no label and see what it grows up to be. I don't know what it is because I just threw the dirt in there instead of just reuse the dirt and the seed pods, and the seeds came up, guys. Sometimes you think the seed is a dud. Hey D Macro, hey Fifi, the seed is on a dud. All I have 10 seedlings. I gave my neighbor a whole bunch of seedlings from my raised bed up top from random cabbages, and it's either kohlrabies and it's not. I think I harvested all my cabbages. It's not a cabbage. It's like collards and kales and kohlrabies, maybe one cabbage. And she goes, "What are they?" I go, "I don't know. They're cabbages. As they grow, you figure it out. Basically, it's free food." And that's what they did. I gave some to my other neighbor, my dad's neighbor, and we gave it all around. It's free food. I can't tell you what it is. And they happily took them, but now I have more plants. So sometimes putting things just outside in a bigger pot and just leaving it, label it though, because so you can remember what they are and figure it out after. But I have a whole bunch of food. Grow some food because from what I'm seeing, grocery stores prices as of right now this week, a lot of the prices have dropped because things are in season. So now is a good time in my area to buy watermelon, honeydew melon. So I'll be making a lot of green juices this week with honeydew melon to kind of cut that green taste. They're like $2 for a honeydew melon. They're usually like 5, 6, sometimes $7, and sometimes it's per pound. This is each fruit. Watermelons are like $3 now. So now's the time to buy fresh fruits and vegetables. For me, I don't know about you. You have to check your own, flyers. Now's a good time to buy this stuff. And now's a good time to drop some more seeds. Winter squash is excellent storage. You just leave a long enough stem on it when you cut it from the vine. And that, from experience, has lasted me until February and March. I was cutting squashes that I had in my cold cellar and nothing was wrong with them. And it was creamy, it was nice, the seeds were still very viable, and that's what I'm doing. But to pay the price that I saw in this clip per winter squash, no. You're better off buying it in the store as you need them. That's just too expensive. Now, sometimes you buy things because I bought things from farmers, not because I wanted it. I wanted the seeds. I wanted a good source of viable seeds. So I bought one pumpkin and one this, one that, and I just took the seeds and that's what I used them for. It was cheaper than ordering seeds and shipping them over here. But I don't think every farmer or every farming initiative is for the benefit of the community. Nothing wrong with making money, but if this is supposed to be a community initiative, I don't know why it's so expensive. And maybe they don't have any funding, but I think they do. I don't know if this is required for them to keep their funding to have a certain price set. I don't know. There's sometimes things going on behind the scenes that you're not privy to. So I'm giving extra grace because maybe there's certain requirements that have to be done for them to keep the funding and to get funding from these entities. But these prices are not making it. That this is not it. Self starts are the spice of life. I'm telling you, random spots. And they actually do better overall, those volunteer plants. I gotta plant more. I'm telling you, right now they're eating my garden, eating me down to nothing. My one little squash that looked good just pooped the bed. So weird. What? My one little squash that looked good just popped, poop. I don't know. I'm missing something there. Um, I still have winter squash I grew last year in my cellar. It's a no-brainer. I grow these types of food. Exactly, Fifi. I don't know if mine are gonna make it though. and I didn't plant everything, but maybe those volunteer plants are the winter squashes that didn't germinate. But I don't know which is which. I'm gonna just give them in pots. I'm having a hard time with my garden this year because the work that was supposed to be done, especially painting the fence and doing some work, I don't want to plant next to the fence in the ground, which is what I would have done with these running vines. So it's like I'm stuck because they grow better in the ground, not in a container. I think maybe it's split open. So I'm kind of stuck, and it's really irritating. And then my cucumber, which I planted late, guys, the not dwarf, but some kind of cucumber I was telling you guys about, it's taken over. I harvested one today, a small one. I'm gonna be eating that with my salad. And there's food upon food upon food. And I have been very inconsistent with my watering. And I had basically a couple weeks of just like, I'm sick and tired of my garden. I'm hot. I'm tired. This heat's killing me. I can't keep up. D Macro had to come and help me. I'm like, help me, man. And she helped me because I'm like, man, I can't keep up. But now the garden is still flourishing. But what I do notice is that the other two raised beds that I've assembled but haven't put up, they're gonna be put up because the ones that are in the ground, they don't need me to water them as much. They're doing their own thing. The cabbages are growing. The covers on them are keeping them from the white cabbage that's flying around. And I'm watching her, and I have things covered with those trash cans and the mesh. And she's like on the mesh trying to get no. I'm like, no, heifer, you ain't welcome over here. Keep it moving. And I gave her one slap in the head, and she had a concussion and she gone. No, 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 no. Everything over here is covered with some kind of mesh or some kind of something. Now, mind you, they're growing a little crooked because they're compressed, but I got food to eat. I got food. We're not doing that this year. And then I caught the black swallowtail on my dill. I have one dill, and the dill's not even looking good. It's struggled. And I saw about 20 worm, so I flucked them into the chicken run, and they ate them, I think. But yeah, I'm not doing that this year. Next year, I will plant some pots up top or even behind the fence line with dill and certain things, and let those insects procreate back there and let them do their thing, because we do need pollinators. We do need to do our part with flowers and stuff to attract them so they can procreate, but not on my herb garden. Sorry. You got to go. Let me see. Trust me, Fifi, teamwork. Because I was like, man, my tomato plants are slow with no tomatoes. Yet the low temps in the 50s at night may have, for sure. That's what happened to me. My tomatoes were slow going. My peppers and plants like cayenne, yep, they were slow. My cayenne was slow, but during that drought, that we had kind of, well, it was a drought for me because I wasn't watering the plants. The plants were dry, the leaves were limp. I had to bring them back down because they ended up there because if you guys remember, the neighbor's tree fell on my side. So all the plants had to be moved so that the guy can come and do his work and remove the tree. I kept them up there because I was having elbow pains and I couldn't lift them so easily. So things got. Then I got to carry water up to the top now because there's no water source up top. And the hose, when I go up there, the pressure is so low. So I just carry the buckets and I water. I'm telling you, I have a rough, it's rough. So the plants were struggling, but the cayenne and the peppers were still okay. So I soaked them with water. I drenched them, let the water, soak. And then I gave it a sea kelp fertilizer, and they're doing its thing. They're doing their thing. So they're okay. They've made it. The eggplant was struggling, same thing. I gave it a heavy watering, and then I gave it some liquid feed, the sea kelp, and they're doing their thing. And they're coming back. Thank God. The only thing that I'm worried about is the bell peppers and some of the tomatoes, but it's been a yin yang season. But what I have to say though, guys, I grew dark galaxy tomatoes for the first time. Not only do I think those tomatoes are just sexy to look at, like fruit can be sexy, yes. It's just so sexy. I'm like, wow, they look so just like, I don't know. And then I tasted one of them. They taste good. They're sweet, but not too sweet. They don't have that acidic taste, which I think people don't like. I don't mind it because I know people don't like the Tiny Tims. I like them, but they are acidic. They have an acidy taste, so it's not for everybody. But they are. The Dark Galaxy, I'm sure all you have grown them before. I'm late to this party. But they're very pretty tomatoes to look at. The color contrast is very pretty and they taste divine. They're very nice. So I've been harvesting seeds whenever I cut them for a sandwich. I love tomato sandwiches. And if you want to up your sandwich, put some garlic spread on that toast it, or garlic bread and toast it, and then put that on there and sprinkle some cheese. Mm, some shredded cheese, tomato sandwich. I'm harvesting seeds every time, a little at a time, instead of having one big harvest of seeds at the end and making myself have so much anxiety. I slice a tomato, I put a few seeds aside, label it, rinse them off, let them dry, and then add them to the bag for that species of seeds. So I got quite a few seeds of Dark Galaxy. I only grew 3 types of tomatoes this year, not including that volunteer, which I don't know what it is. It's probably either aroma or San Marzana, but it looks like aroma right now. But I grew the Dark Galaxy. I grew the Amish paste. No, 4 tomatoes. Amish paste. The white beefsteak. I haven't seen that doing too well. It's struggling, so I'm gonna give it some water again before I leave for the park. And then the pink ponderosa has been struggling, but the Dark Galaxy has come through. So I'm gonna get some more tomato seeds from Baker Creek and try some other ones that have that purplish kind of color. I didn't grow any pineapple tomatoes this year, but those were very good. I didn't like them, but then I realized I probably harvested them too late, so that's probably was a me problem. And they were juicy, they were substantial, and they were sweet. So I'm gonna try it again next season. I think I kind of gave it a bad rap and gave it some blame, but no. I put sweet peppers in the ground and they have been super weird, finally acting. Yeah, man, my peppers have been I got a few, but they're not as big. But I guess it's better not to have them as big. Let me see what happens. Oh, so much tomatoes that I can to can and peppers that have pick up quite a bit. I'm happy I grew them in containers. The peppers, the ones I found in the ground. Yeah, I don't know. I put mine in containers as well too, Fifi, and they're doing okay. They're doing okay. I don't know what's going on. We're all noticing little things, and we just gotta keep pivoting. But I do want to plant some more things in the ground. The cabbages, the bok choys, the kales, and the squashes, winter squash. And I'm seeing strawberries where I've never planted strawberries behind the fence line, and I see the runners coming through. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm seeing weeds, and I know they're strawberries. So obviously, they ate my strawberries last season and threw the remnants all over the place. There are strawberries just popping up all over the place. And because I know what they look like, I've been digging up strawberries, digging up lettuce, digging up callaloo, and even cannabis, and just whatever. My cannabis is hasn't been watered properly. The two up top, one of them's gone to seed and it's tall and straggly. It's not full, so I'm gonna cut off those seed heads. I think that it's gone. I could probably use the leaves to make a smoothie, but that's not going to be useful for anything. The other two are okay, but again, inconsistent watering. I'm talking about like dry to a crisp. I should have watered them a little bit at least. Um, you got herb garden win, so you're yeah. I'm telling you, I was saying that earlier, Fifi. I have a whole bunch of seeds. I have 22 seeds in the shopping cart, and I haven't even used up the amount yet. The only thing I don't like is that the 2 seeds on my wish list are out of stock. I wanted the purple pea. Yeah, the purple pea, so I could get, for tea. That's out of stock, and one more thing is out of stock. But they had the burdock, which I want, the Greek mint, which you and Renaissance recommended, and the King of Bitters, and another one. I think it's either the tatsoi or the chimi. I think Hudson had the whatever that one, that name is so ridiculous. Chichiminja or Chichimaisai or some kind of name. Tatsoi. I'm gonna get one of those too. Yeah, they've been reseeding, they've been planting for us. I'm telling you. Because where those strawberries are popping up is not anywhere that would have had strawberries. So they must have been the animals, the squirrels like to eat on top of this particular lattice fence and they drop stuff on the ground. So it's definitely a squirrel that just dropped something. It took root and it's growing. which I don't always like because I don't want certain things in certain spots because they'll become invasive, and then I have other things over there. So I'm gonna be dehydrating a lot of stuff this week. I dehydrated quite a bit of my cayenne peppers. I'm not freezing anything. I'm just gonna freeze them. I can grind them and make my own powder, or I can soak them in vodka, or I can soak them in oil and make a oil rub. But everything's going to be dehydrated. I have enough things already in my freezer from previous seasons that I can use to cook and stuff. So everything is going to be dried. My herbs have gone to seed, so I'm behind, but I'm going to cut them down anyways and dehydrate what I have. Hopefully they'll kind of bounce back. The mints, I made a watermelon juice with ginger mint. Oh my goodness. If you have never tried making watermelon juice with mint in general, but never mind ginger mint, you are missing out. It tastes, I'm just like drinking watermelon juice like morning, noon, and night. It tastes so good. This is my first time having ginger mint. I bought it from the nursery. I didn't get it from a seed. Oh my god. And I haven't seen chocolate mint here. No, maybe I did see chocolate mint, but I didn't buy it. But I bought the ginger mint, guys. And if you like basil, watermelon with like whatever basil you like. I use the Italian one. I think I tried the Thai basil. It has a licorice like taste. And then I tried the cinnamon basil. If you like those kind of tastes, it just adds a new taste to your watermelon juice with a bit of ginger and a lemon or a lime. Now, lemon and limes have different tastes, so that will make it taste a bit different. Man, on a hot day, you just put that in a night. Man, I'm telling you. And also make your own juice and your own plant milk because the recalls over here be recalling again. They had to have a new update on that plant-based recall. So just be careful out there. Check for the recalls. But sing up for the in stock alert. Oh, sorry, sign up. Yes. I'm gonna so that's why I haven't ordered stuff yet, because I want to just do one order with the gift card and done. I don't know if they're gonna do like PC, one order and done. And then I'm getting ready for the indoor gardening season. I emptied one of the units. I harvested the bok choy. It did pretty okay. No aphids, and that's why I said I'm going to harvest it and just get rid of stuff because I'm having a lot of aphids outside and me going in and out. You don't know if they're hitching a ride or coming. You don't know what's going on. I was going to harvest the seeds from my red mustard greens, but it had so many aphids on this. I said, you know what? I'm dumping it all. I'm gonna just I dump it in the yard waste bag. I'm gonna empty the pot. I'm gonna amend it again, and I'm gonna plant new red mustards and new green mustards. Those did very well, but when the heat comes, they went bolting. I'm gonna plant some more now because that's gonna be a good green for the fall. And when they go to seed, hopefully at a slower pace, there won't be any aphids. I can harvest the seeds. If not, I'll just buy some more because it wasn't hard to find them, but I'm trying to get my own seed library. Let me see what I missed here. Those teas are so delicious, and you don't need any sweetener. I just brewed some fresh hibiscus ginger. I'm telling you, and it helps you get off of the sugar, which is what I'm trying to do. My favorite, which I'm kind of off, but I kind of came back on, so I got to get back off. Favorite herb now is me. I can. I think you mean Mexican. I think something happened with the typing. Mint marigolds. It has an anise flavor. I don't know if it's anise or anise. I think anise, and tastes great in watermelon juice. I've never tried that, but I also heard the Mexican or Mexican marigold. Hold on, let me Google this. Give me a second, because I know Mexican. Is it the same thing as Mexican marigolds? I heard people use them to help build the soil, like Mexican marigolds. They help to like in tough soil kind of break it up and loosen it up because the roots kind of go through. Oh, I got an alert on my phone. There's a part of Toronto residents in Etobicoke rattled by coyotes in the park. Well, we're in their territory and they're probably around because there's not enough food, so they're out. But there are certain parts of the city that have coyotes in the ravines, and if you have a small dog, they will take your dog for a meal. And people got very upset, but Yo, you live in an area with coyotes. Like, come on, you can't. We can't be killing off everything. Mexican mint. Okay, I see here. Mexican mint marigold. I don't think it's Mexican mint that I'm talking about. I think it was some no sunflowers. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. It was Mexican sunflowers that were good for breaking up the soil. Because I'm like, mint is invasive. That's not a good plant. Mexican mint marigold. Oh, it has tarragon like leaves scent. Okay, so I haven't tried tarragon in the watermelon juice, but this is what I'm trying. You guys need to. Can you eat coyotes? I would say no, not no for that you can't eat them. I wouldn't eat them because I don't think you're supposed to eat predator. I don't think you're supposed to eat predators. I don't know, like if you're trying to be more kosher. I don't think because like they're more like scavenger. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I'm just there's certain ones you're not supposed to eat because they're like scavengerish and they eat stuff. So you're not supposed to eat those ones. I don't think. But if you're dead for hungry, then yes, you would eat them. But I don't know how good that food that meat would be. Um, but I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try the that Mexican mint marigolds. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, it's a marigold. It's delicious teas, and it's so good when plant. I never heard of that one, but my marigolds actually are doing pretty good this year. I had a hard time with germination. I didn't get all of them to come up, but the ones that came up are looking pretty good. They're one died because I didn't water it up top and it burnt to a crisp. I watered it now, but it's I don't I think I have to prune it and see maybe if it will come back. Um, I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna try making the honeydew melon juice or the cantaloupe juice with one of these herbs and see how it tastes. I'm telling you, this is one of the ways to ingest your herbs. Not everything has to be a hot brewed tea. Sometimes you can do a hot tea, let it cool, and use that liquid to do other drinks, and you can put them in your smoothies if you're adding water to frozen fruit anyways, that can take it up a notch. So I've been doing that as well, using some of the tea to add to a smoothie to thin it out a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, my the heat made my garden struggle, but also me not being out there, I just didn't have the energy. I had a little rut and it was just but it kind of kept going. It's coming back. I did lose, and the back of my garden, the grapevines from across the ravine have taken over, so I got to get those chopped down. And the cucumbers are looking good. So I'm going to get some food this year, and I'm going to have things done a little differently this year. I for me this year personally, for me having less varieties of plants but more of the same plants. So last year I had like 10 different tomatoes. It was just nah. I'm going to focus on, you know, 4 or 5, give or take, maybe probably less, and have multiples of that same tomato, not including volunteers. And then also in the winter months, do some in the house, maybe 1 or 2 if I can, this year I did Tiny Tim's. Next year I'll do a different tomato and then I'll see which one I like more. And that's what I'm going to do. It will be easier than to have all this pressure on myself and all this. It was just too much. So I've tapered it back, but I am still growing more food because I'm growing less varieties. Um, but and I know you had a medical thing, Hudson. So sometimes just don't be hard on ourselves. Don't be hard on yourself. Stuff happens, and you have to have balance. And when you don't have help, I have someone I can call to help me, but they have their own stuff in their own garden. Sometimes I go there and help, and sometimes it's just everyone's just exhausted. But when you don't have anybody here to help you, sometimes you just gotta let it go and hope that God send some rain because I don't have the strength to water it. And the strong can survive. That's what I had to do. I don't want coyote fritters. There are videos out there does not seem to be that tasty. Okay, I missed something. Sweet Thumb was saying to Psalm. Maybe he's talking about a type of coyotes. Yeah, there's certain For me, not I'm not telling you what to do. For me, there's certain foods I'm kind of I guess you could say I'm being a snob. I'm trying to be more kosher, and certain things I'm not. You know, like I'm not gonna eat a crow or a John Crow. I'm not gonna eat a vulture. I'm not gonna eat certain things that are scavengers, and like I'm not gonna eat. Hey, Joe Valcu, I'm not eating those foods. I'll eat a salad. Like I can get more from a salad. I'm quite content eating a salad and having some grilled vegetables. It tastes delicious. I don't need to have that just to say I ate. Like nah. I left my email above. Please email me. Got to get to the guard. Okay, take care, Tixie. Remember, I'm in Canada, so don't people don't like shipping mailing here. But if you use regular mail, I'll usually get it. Except for I didn't get Planter's mail. Someone stole it. Um, but yeah, okay, I'll send you. I don't think you showed it, but I'll find it because I'll find it on your profile. Um, okay, I'll email you. Like I know you have a lot of different seeds if that's what you're referencing. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry. Good morning, Can I talk right now? Glamour planner, and that's what I'm doing with my fresh flowers, refreshing flavored water. Yeah, flavored water. Um, I use those lemon packs from Whole Foods. They're made from. It's called real lemon or real lime. It's made from either dehydrated or freeze dried lemons, and then you just put it in the water and stir it up. It's real lemon. It's not fake stuff, but it's good for those of us who want something that's already preserved, has a long shelf life. I have a whole bunch of my prepping tote in the garage, and I can't even find them because I gotta go through and label stuff. But right now, it's gonna be left alone till whenever. And that's what I use. And I got my family into them. They like it. They like to use fresh lemon and cut them and freeze them. But sometimes, like the powder is just easier to use. You can put it in a water bottle, shake it up, and then you can add some herbs to it, and then you have a wonderful, wonderful drink. Very cleansing, very good for different health issues. Hey, Brampton. I am okay. So I'm going to wind it down because I'm going to have to go to make sure the chickens are finished up with their egg laying, and I have to get to the park by a certain time for the barbecue. Because I want to leave early if in case it rains. So that's what's happening in the garden. It's been a rough season. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Scavengers are not meant for you for to have as a sausage on a side of eggs. Yeah, I'm exactly Brampton. I'd rather be vegetarian. Now, what I did this week is I took a zucchini from my garden. I had it in the counter. Zucchini, a bell pepper, and I just cut it up. Olive oil, some black pepper, pink Himalayan salt, and lemon pepper seasoning. And did I put some? I just make up stuff and put some thyme and whatever. Stirred it around and baked it, and then I was supposed to have like a vegetarian sandwich, with some vegetables and maybe cheese and stuff. And I ate the vegetables just as it tasted so good. I just kept eating the vegetables out of the pan, and I didn't end up having any sandwich with the vegetables. But your own produce, it just tastes so good with just simple olive oil and some seasonings. It tastes so I'm gonna grill it on the grill next time or the George Foreman grill, whichever one I is faster. And I'm gonna make a sandwich. I love eggplant parmesan. So I bought an eggplant. It's not my own, I bought it because my eggplants take a long time to produce and then something always bites it. So I never really get a lot of eggplant. I'm going to be making some more cages for next year, and the eggplants are going to stay in there so I can get some more eggplant. It is an excellent replacement for meat. Excellent. So give it a try if you haven't used it before. There's a lot of recipes you can do to make things taste, quote unquote, the texture and the taste of meat, or ship with private shipping. Pirate shipping. Yes, exactly. Some people are like, I don't want to, but if you don't mind, they still. No, not again. I don't think he sent it again. The first one. I don't think he sent it again because he never sent me a tracking number. Maybe he was waiting. I don't know. I don't know. If he sent it again, he didn't tell me. He was supposed to give me a tracking number because the other one. I never got the other one. I did not get it, and the only mail that got messed up was with G Mama because I mistyped to her the address, and I right away go, oh, it's this. She goes, oh, I already mailed it. I'm like, already? She goes, yeah, I was on my way when you. I'm like, ah. So the mail person, there was no such number on the street. There's no such number, so they wouldn't even know who to. So I never got that one. So that was my fault. So she has my correct information now. But yeah, but everybody else I got, like I got D Mood, I got GT once sent me something from I got all of them. I got Starduster. So I don't know what happened. Maybe he has some good stuff in there and they wanted to take it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um yeah, I'm trying to go out every weekend and enjoy the weather, enjoy parks, enjoy stuff because yeah, like before you know it, you blink, it's fall, it's winter, it's sweaters and down filled jackets. So that's why I'm kind of every other week during the summertime. But once it gets colder, my lives will be like pretty much probably every week, unless I have something else. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be revamping some stuff to freshen up the thumbnails and do some other stuff and get some stuff in order. But right now it's just a little bit hectic, and I have a closing in September, so I hope that goes through because things are in a bad state right now with the real estate market. So we'll figure out that. One of my favorite sandwiches was in Florida, and it was a marinated veg sandwich on focaccia. I saw an online guy and he cut the focaccia in half and then he made like a sandwich out of that. That's what I want to do. You don't need meat. Yeah, and you'll be surprised of having a garden during this season. You take a break from all the heavy foods that you've been eating, and it lets your body have a nice rest and you feel better. The joint pain, I was having knee pains for months. I have elbow pain now, mind you, but my knee hasn't been bothering me. I had to go down the stairs like a child, like 111, because if I did it like a normal adult, my knee couldn't handle it, and it was painful. I can go up and down the stairs like normal now. I don't have to do that like one at a time thing. Now my elbow is a different thing, but I think it's a pinched nerve in my shoulder. But the joint pain, I don't have that issue anymore. I was gonna ask what you made. I ate all the veggies. I did not. There was no need for no bread. Um, but I want to make an eggplant parmesan because I go to the store and I buy them. It's $10 for a sandwich. I can make it myself, but sometimes you just don't feel like cooking. I think he said it was on a line. Yeah, he was but I don't know if he resent it though, Fifi. I don't know if he actually did yet. So, um, yeah, maybe he was waiting until after the herb garden thing is finished and so. I think a squirrel ate mine. Yep, the squirrels will eat them. They'll bite it, and the raccoons I think like eggplants too. It's literally meat, garden meat, and they're hungry, and then they take a bite and they can't stop. Look at my Swiss chard video, my picture on my page. So you have to plant extra. And I do plant extra, but even with the extra, they be eating my food. So next year, again, more infrastructure in my garden because I can't be growing things and they eating off my food. It's no. I'm gonna have more protection. The bell peppers, the tomatoes, they be biting. The fruit trees, I'm not gonna get one pear this year because they ruined everything. And then the birds were landing on the tree, and the tree can't even hold up the weight of the bird. The branch was struggling, and it knocked off some of my fruit. So I might get a couple of apples this year, but I'm not even worried because I can go to the apple farm and go apple picking and go pick some apples and go can them and make applesauce, apple pieces and make pie filling and can them up. I did them last time with my dad's apples, but we're not doing that this year. He has not sprayed his tree in 2 years. I gave him the spray, the cup with the spray, and he hasn't sprayed them. And I told him I'm not going through no apples with all these worms because there's too many worms. So he didn't spray his tree yet this year, and he can't manage, to be honest. So somebody else is gonna have to come and do it for him. So next year we'll get someone to come and climb the tree and do all that for him. But I'm not doing anything with worms. It's not worth it. Like, mm-mm. So I'm gonna go to the farmers market and get some stuff and can them. And I'm going to get some fruit from the farm and can them. That didn't sound right. Oops, that didn't sound right. Right? Oh, what did I say? I probably didn't realize it, so I don't even know what I said. Um, and preserve more of my food. I was watching a video this morning, and it was a non-English speaking person, and there were subtitles. So from what I read, she she sounds like she's from either, like, I'm guessing, like a Russia or Ukraine or somewhere over there. And she's been through war before. Her set of countries in war. I don't know if it's current or past tense. D Macro, tell me what I said. God, I know what I said. Oh, squirrel flavored what? Oh, you're talking to D Macro. Squirrel flavored what? D Macro said. Squirrel flavored eggplant. And she was dry canning her flour. And I know I've seen this before and other people have done it before. But just watching, and she was dry canning her flour, and she said it would make it last 20 years. Now, I can't vouch for that, but having flour that will last for at least 5 years is good for me. I have bags of flour that have been here for a while. I don't know if it's full of weevils. I don't even want to look at it. So I'm going to open up these ones and I'm going to dry can them because there's no point of it sitting here. It's going to waste. Or I'll put it in a bucket. I know the bay leaf thing and that thing would help. But I think I'll probably just dry can it in maybe in a big roasting pan, let it cool, then put it in the bucket with the leaves so that any eggs would have already been killed instead of canning them. Tell me if that makes sense, because I don't want any weebles. I need wheat berries, Bampton. That's what I need. That's my next thing. I'm not doing any more flour. I'm doing wheat berries. And she did the pickling of the water glassing of the eggs. I know, but I've never done it, but I know about that. I do want to try at least one jar of water glassing this year so that I can but then that would require me of holding eggs and not selling them to people, and they kind of want the eggs. So when I get more chickens and I have more eggs coming in, I am going to, before I start selling the eggs, well, I'll sell them at first. Once those chickens get bigger and give me bigger eggs, I'm going to water glass a jar and try it out. And then she also canned potatoes. I've never done that, and she didn't put any liquid in the jar. So I'm just going to be just doing all these things and canning, because you can get potatoes for cheap, bag of potatoes. You can get peppers, you can get tomatoes here when they're in the bushels in season, and just make some sauce and do your own stuff. It tastes better anyways too. It tastes way better than what I've been buying. To grain process in Toronto, only place to find it in bulk. I've never even heard of that place. Thank you. I've never even heard of that. Hold on, let me put it in my. I store food grade 5 gallon buckets with a spin tops. Okay, hold on a second here. Grain process, Toronto. I never even heard of that. And I am going to, yeah, because flour. And how do you do your flour? Do you have a Vitamix, or do you have a grinder? Commander Boulevard, Scarborough. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's open Monday to Friday, closed Saturday and Sunday. Okay. All right. Why are you downloading a file? I asked to see your website, not see what is going on. Oh, it downloaded its product list, but there's no prices on this list, and it says 2011. Why? Anyways, I picked website. I don't know what this thing is downloading. I have a Nutrimil wheat grinder. Yes, that's the place. Double check the hours before you go. It's probably the product. I um okay. I don't have a grinder, but I know I have a Vitamix, and they said that you can you grind grain? I know you can grind grains. There's two jugs. We have the original Vitamix, like the one with the two different jugs, one for liquids and one's for dried, with two different blades. So if that can do it, fine. If not, then I'll have to get a grinder. And I'm pretty sure your bread tastes a million times better with a freshly ground flour. I have 50 pounds of wheat berries in my storage. I'm gonna get another because I'm not storing. Yeah, that's exactly. So I have two 10-pound bags and another five right here behind me. I am gonna get the bread maker out. I'm picking up a table today from D Macro. She picked it up for me at Costco. I'm putting the dehydrator kind of in my front hallway, and I'm gonna run it throughout the night to dehydrate like the pepper, hot herbs, whatever. And then the table is covered with all these herbs, so I have to start bottling and packaging. So my whole house is like an assembly line. So I'm going to get a another table maybe and do some of that other stuff. Get the bread maker going and just run the bread machine at night, and then in the morning I'm gonna have fresh bread and just use up the flour and get rid of the flour. I'm it's not I don't want it to waste, so let me just use it and make some bread and some pizza. I can make some pizza dough in the bread machine and then make a pizza and bake it to get rid of the stuff because I'm not really a flour person. I guess I am. I buy a lot of bread, but I don't make things anymore like I used to. It makes the best banana bread and carrot cake. Ooh, I love banana bread. You can use soft wheat for baked goods and hard wheat for breads. Ooh, that's what I need to. We'll get one at a time at in the future. They also have spelt camut oats and a ton of stuff. Oats is definitely yes. Oats is definitely something that we use a lot of. Um, the market is right for freeze dried goods. Okay, he bought you the grind. I think you're talking about the Nutri. These things are my there was a home hardware way back that was in the area, closed down. And when they closed down, they had a lot of things on clearance. And I purchased a lot of those big stainless steel pans like for lasagna. I have a couple of those pans. I have a teapot that's stainless steel. I have did I get the coffee percolator? I think I got the percolator. I've never used it, but I have it because I know it's a good product and it's stainless steel. It could be put on the stove and open fire. I think my sister purchased the pasta roller thingy, and they come in quite handy. You don't have to rely on plugging things in. You just use the old fashioned machines. Whether or not there's a power outage, you can keep it going and use your stuff. And they don't make them like that anymore. They don't make them that production that quality anymore. I'm telling you, it's a hot mess in here. I can't have company right now. I'm like, sorry, no company. Herbs here, all kind of stuff. I'm gonna get a label maker and start labeling the jars, but everything is going in jars and it's gonna be used. I'm gonna vacuum seal the ones that are not gonna be in use, and then put some things in the garage maybe. But all the herbs are gonna be used. I think I might bag some of them in small bags and give people some samples, especially those who buy eggs from me, so they can taste some of the herbs. And then if it's something that's well received, I'll sell herbs at church, but I'm not gonna be selling them like as a store. But if you want a bag of fresh thyme or dried thyme or something, $1 here, 50 cents there, just to pay for like the bags and the packaging, and let people try it. But I want people to grow their own food. I don't want to be a supplier. I want you to grow your own food because it's too much work to be growing for the masses, and there has to be a upcharge. I understand that, but the prices I'm seeing lately for organic is ridiculous. So my husband quickly wrote labels on painter's tape and stuck them in. So I gotta go. It's 11 o'clock, and I gotta be there at 12. So I'm probably gonna be a bit late. But thanks for popping in today, guys. I will see you. I don't think I have anything next. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry next Saturday, but I'll let you guys know. Make sure you be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Drop some more seeds. Right now is the time to drop some more seeds for your fall garden. Um, and just keep prepping and keep getting things ready. There's a lot going on in the world. I didn't even go into that. It doesn't make no sense. Some of it doesn't make no good sense. Just have what you need and have extra, and make sure that you're watching what's going on. Keep your eyes and your head on swivel. Okay, guys? Drop your I don't think Nightbot's working, but adios. See you later. Thank you so much.